Hi you guys, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and today we're going to work on the cover for the Encourage mini journal. And I'm getting really excited because we're getting close to the end, at least for part of these. So here we go. Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and I'm going to talk about the cover that I'm going to do. So on this particular one, see, it's kind of fat, and that's without any of the cards in it. So I'm going to make, it's going to be a single signature in the cover. So I'm going to make it, most of my covers, I take a piece of fabric and I leave enough around the edge that I tuck it around the edges, and then I glue fabric on top or sew fabric or paper or something, just like when you buy an album at the store. This journal, just because I happen to have a baby quilt, I am going to cut a piece of fabric and let the edges be raw. And I may have to line it with another fabric, but I'm going to let those be raw as well and just sew it flat and not get fancy with it, and go from there. So let me get the baby quilt. So I'm measuring this out. So it looks to me like if I leave a little bit of leeway, it would be 5 inches wide and 6 inches long. So 5 inches and 6 inches. But of course it's doubled, so you need 5 and 5. So it'll be 10 inches by 6 inches is what I'm going to cut. And I think what I will do is cut one and do one instead of cutting 5 out, because if there's anything I've forgotten or missed, I need to catch it on the first one and not ruin my fabric. So I'm going to go cut a piece out of my baby blanket. Here, I'll get that and show it to you. So I went to a flea market a while back, and it was in this little bitty town off the beaten path, and this flea market was like, as soon as you walked in, it was a great big building that they were repurposing for a flea market, and it smelled like mildew so bad. I was worried for the kid that was working in there, because I thought it cannot be good to work in this place all day and breathe in all that mildew. But when I got this blanket, they wanted $6 for it, and I could see, I thought, well, I can certainly use it. So, well worth it, but oh my gosh, it smelled like mildew, just like the building. So I washed it, and now it smells great. So I was just saying that. So if you go to flea market and you smell something, you smell your blanket or whatever, it doesn't smell really good, just know you can wash it at home and it'll be fine. So this was a baby blanket. It's got like cute embroidered animals and things on it, but I don't think they line, I don't think they're necessarily, where'd my, see, this is what happens. Oh, there it is. It disappears. So the squares with the animals are not the right size, so I don't think I'm going to try to preserve that. I'm not sure how I would even go about it if I did. So if I take this corner, let's see, so cut out a chunk of it. And some of it has holes. I mean, this is like 1 layer thick and threadbare. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to put at least 1 more layer of fabric on the inside and line it. So I'll probably use that fabric that I've been showing, Tim Holtz fabric. Just cut a piece across and let it fray the edges and use that as kind of a liner for it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece out. Let's see. See, there's big chunks missing there too. I may see if I can get around using that. So I need one 10 inches by 6 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So across here and down. So Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go get my fabric scissors for this. Okay, so this is 10. And I'm going to move it over because I'm just going to cut along this glass edge. So I'm going to allow for that little piece right there, which looks to be about 1/2 inch. So I'll just move over, let's see. I'll move over a little short of 1/2 inch. Hopefully that squares up when I'm done. I think I might measure it with a ruler just to make sure. Yeah, pretty close. Okay. Okay, that looks like it'll work. So now I'm going to pick out a fabric. And I told you that I love this one. So I think I'm going to use it just because I like it so much. Oh, good. Oh, wow. Awesome. Okay. That works out great. Okay. So use that as a pattern. Now this side, I just realized, has pink on it. And this side does just plain. And this is actually a nicer side. So I'm kind of tempted to maybe just use that side. Ooh, I like the pink though. I think I'm going to leave the pink on this one. And I'm going to be attaching, you know, like a title to it and stuff. So hopefully that will preserve it. And having this sewn to it. So I'm going to just go and sew all the way around. And probably here with some white thread. I'm thinking as I go, that's why, sorry, I'm kind of lollygagging along here. I'm just thinking this through. And then I need to fray these edges out eventually. So let me go take care of that and then I'll be back. Okay, so here it is. And so I did a zigzag down the middle and just kind of did a straight stitch around the edge. And as seems to happen to me, it went kind of wonky. So the fabric is not straight. And so you can see how it kind of goes this way. But that's all right with me. It's fine. And I think that when it's shut, and here's the other thing. I'm starting to look at this fabric and think, ooh, maybe I want that on the cover. And this is the inside. That would protect these parts here that are kind of on their last legs. And also, I'm going to do a label for the front out of fabric, and it'll show up better on this. So I think I might do that. Leave this as the cover and cover up like where it says dollars with the title. So that's my thought right at the moment. So now I am going to get my book binding kit out and stitch this together onto this. I'm just going to do it one time. So let me get that and I'll be right with you. Okay, a lot of you have seen me do this before. If you're new, this kit's available on Amazon. I think it was like $11 or $12, and it comes with an awl, AWL, to poke your holes. It has waxed linen thread, big darning needles. So I'm going to pick one out, the smallest one, just because I don't need that big of a hole in it. It comes with comes with a couple of folding bones too, or bone folders, however you want to call them. This set came with these two, which come in really handy. So if you don't have one already, and then you take your thread and you want it to be, they say 2.5 to 3 times the length of it. 2 is really plenty. I'll do 2.5. Try not to use my sewing scissors on this. And run your fingernail over it to flatten it so it's easier to thread on the needle. Okay, so got the needle threaded. So basically we're just going to make a figure 8. And I'm a little, well, we have to punch holes first. So I have this piece of foam that I got in a packing box. And I just cut a piece off of it because it's something that when I poke holes, I can stick this all into. So if you have something like that, that works. Any kind of styrofoam or foam. Sorry, I just ran down the stairs and back up again. Oof, okay. So you go to the center. And my only concern, I haven't done one quite like this. I want to make sure that it doesn't flop away from it. I guess it won't. So you're basically punching 3 holes. So I'm going to take some clamps. And you know, some people when they do this, they clamp it within 1 inch of its life. So if you want to do that, go ahead. As you know, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants, so I'm just going to clamp it here and here. When you clamp it, you want to be sure if you flatten it out and clamp it, and then when you fold it, it changes it. It buckles and stuff. So you want to kind of have it folded when you clamp it. And then you're going to do 3 holes, 1 in the center. And I'm just eyeballing it. And I'm going to do one pretty close to the edge up here. And pretty close to the edge at the bottom. And then I'm going to take my needle, and you're basically just going to make a figure 8. You decide where you want your strings to tie, either on the inside or the outside, and I'm going to put them on the inside. So put my needle in. And then come up here and hopefully find my, this will be the tricky part probably. Sorry, I know this is out of frame, but I'm trying to find where I poked that hole. It's not as important on the cover. It's more important, I'm going to poke it in here and then peel it back and see where the hole is that I poked. There. Okay. Okay, and then now you need to go, you're making a figure 8, so you're going to go back in that same hole, but pull this tight, this little tail here. Pull it tight so you don't catch it with your needle, because that will make a mess if you do that. So I'm going up here at the top away from the thread. Back. Hopefully I didn't catch that thread. Man, this is a lot tougher when you sew through a cloth cover. I've not done it like that before. I usually sew it to a piece of cardboard. Okay. And then where my hole is here, it looks like it's about here. So I'm gonna, let's see, maybe more like that. Stick it through the cover and then look for the hole that's poked in it. The hard part's getting that needle through that quilt there. Okay. Pull the needle out. Pull it tight. So hold this tail, pull it tight, and this tight. Make sure it's really good. And then tie a knot as close to that hole as you can. And then you can cut it off. You can tie charms to it, leave it plain, however you want to do it. Okay, and there it is. So that's got a cover on it now. So now I'm going to make the title and sew that on. And I'm going to take some muslin and tear it so it has a ragged edge, and use my stamp pad and alphabet stamps and stamp out encourage on it. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop with this video and I'll move on to the next one. And on the next one, we'll do the title for it and attach it. And then all we have left to do is fill it up. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Click the like button if you like the video. And hit subscribe, because I think I only need about 16 more people to hit my 300. And then I'm going to have a drawing. So see you next time. Bye-bye.